Good morning. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth, peace to people of goodwill. I hope you guys are having a great start to your week. Hi, I am Kevin Gregg. Welcome to the show. I'm going to talk about a couple of things. Going to talk about, and I can hear my son's alarm going off in the background. He's probably not going to turn it off. You probably can't hear it. That's okay. Welcome to the show. This is a show that's designed to help you refresh, reflect, reinvigorate, reinvent your lives according to God's calling for your life. Hi. Can I tell you that I've had a really good morning? I've had a really good morning, and I've realized partly what it is. It's a couple of things. And please feel free if there's something that, as we're doing the live stream, that resonates with you, that you want to talk about, that you want to mention, put it in the comment section here on YouTube, and I will mention it and talk to you. The reason it was a good morning for me was a couple of things. Number one, I started out the day in reflection. Like my phone went off, but I didn't check anything else. I literally turned off the rest of my alarms and said, I am not going to take a look at that. And there's been something that last week I ran into this. I actually talked about this with my devotional group, my men's devotional group. I have been having time really resting and sitting with God, you know? I have a devotional that happens 3 times a week. I have another men's group that I meet with, and those I'm super happy for. You're going to hear my dog in the background. This one, he likes to kind of come out and kind of go, "Hey Dad, maybe during the live stream, this might be the best time to go out. Is that okay?" No, he's going to hang out. His name is Abel. He's a good dog. But that's the occasional, he's literally right under me right now. So that's the occasional panting that you'll hear. Sit down, bunny. Sit. Good job. So anyway, I'm grateful that I've had those structures, because it sort of forces me to go, hey man, you've got to show up on those Zoom calls. You're going to open up a devotional thing. You got to read scripture, and that's amazing. But in terms of my daily prayer life, it's not been great, right? Because it's just been going, hitting the ground running. And hi, Meryl. Good to see you. I'm so glad that you're here today. But just having these moments of just going, literally, I would wake up, roll right out of bed, and then boom, just start hitting work. And of course, by the time that you get to the end of the week, you just feel absolutely wiped out. Not a great way to live your life, right? So I thought to myself, gosh darn it, man, I need to be doing a little bit of what I talk about on this show, right? Time to get out the timers. Even if you just need to be still with God for 3 minutes, let's do that. I was successful with that last week, 1.5 times. I did it once where I was able to sort of sit for 3 minutes, and it was okay. You feel like you're crawling out of your skin a little bit. And then the next time I lasted 1 minute and 22 seconds because Duncan was up and around doing his stuff. I started out the day today, and I just went, I'm not going to look at that phone. I'm not going to look at news. I'm not going to do anything. I literally went to a part of my house. I lit a candle for a minute to just go. And it wasn't even about looking at the candle. It was just about sort of creating that feeling of just this is a moment to be still for a moment, right? Just be still, and put on that candle. And I just sat for a little bit. I've been working on memorizing Philippians 4:6-8. I'm not going to do it out loud because I'm a little nervous right now, because Jillian Abney, who watches the show, I told her I'd be memorizing. By the end of this week, guys, I will say it for you on camera. No prompts, nothing in front of me. You're going to have to trust me. But I think by Friday, you'll hear me say Philippians chapter 4, verses 6-8, off book, off the good book, and memorized. But anyway, it was just like thinking about that scripture about not worrying about anything, going to God and asking him, just praying about anything and talking to him. And I was thinking about Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd. Um, yeah, it was just like it was really good to just kind of slow down and to just invite him into my day. Not looking at news, not picking up that other stuff. Man, it was just awesome. Um, and some firsts this week, right? This is my son Duncan. He's 22. Uh, he has autism, and he's just coming out of the lot. This will be his last week in Los Angeles Unified School District. Like, this is it. Like, this is the end of the line for the schooling. And I remember, like, almost 2 years ago, maybe a little less than 2 years ago, I started writing in my journal, like, this is coming. You've got this many months to prepare. And I remember being so worried about what that transition would look like. Um, and we've experienced this, myself and my wife Kate. Any time that we've come to uh, a new chapter of Duncan's life, which would be like going from pre-K and kindergarten into elementary, and then going from elementary into middle school, and then middle school into high school, and then after high school, then going into work program stuff. We've always been nervous every single time, not knowing what's going to happen. But I feel very positive about what this change is going to be. But it's weird. I'm going to tell you guys, it's weird, man. Like, I have been, when I first got together with Kate and our other son Luke, like, I was like raising him and helping to get him off to school. You know, Kate and Luke came into my life when Luke was about like 8 years old, right? And so when I came into the picture and we got married and we started our family together, like, I've been helping kids get off to school. Uh, I'm trying to just do some math in my head, but 25 years, guys. For about 25 years, I'm 49. Yeah, for about 25 years, I have been continually getting kids up and ready and off to school for the last 25 years. That's crazy. That's a quarter of a century. So, yeah, it's weird. I think it's going to be strange when I put them on that bus for the last time on Friday. And, it's not even the empty nest syndrome. It's just like, wow, this is a shift now. Like, this is the shift that happens from, like, yeah, my kids are, and they've been, let's be honest, right? Like, my kids have really been out of that school age for a while. Um, I don't know. It's an interesting time. I was thinking about this in terms of like taking big step backs. Is that even a phrase? I'm so glad that I get to practice in public with you guys. Thank you for your continued support. I'll occasionally say stuff that says Kate loves to rib me a little bit. You're being you're you're working on being a public speaker? Okay. um so I had this realization that happened to me. Uh, as I got to the end of last week was very productive, but as I got towards the end of the week, it's very interesting when you do a lot of freelance work. When you do a lot of freelance work, your schedule is a little bit all over the place. You have to call the shots. You have to make the boundaries. You have to put those things into place. Um, I will tell you that this is a challenge that I've ran into in the last couple of months. Maybe some other people identify with it. I don't know. But you start out your week and you kind of go, I got the whole week ahead of me. Great. Perfect. I'll get to it. And then sometimes you start working a little bit on projects here and projects there, and you say, that's okay. And then other things start to drift in from other areas that are outside of the work that you're doing with your freelance clients. Plus the work that I'm doing here, right? The work that I'm doing here with the channel or the podcast or all that stuff. That's sort of like the external entrepreneurial stuff that I'm working on a regular basis. So that takes up time. if you're not careful, which is what has happened to me the last couple of weeks, if you're not careful, all of a sudden you can get to like Wednesday and go, holy crap, I've got deadlines for 3 of my clients coming up at the end of the week. We got to triple it up. And next thing you know, you're doing these long 12, 13, 14, 16-hour days as you're trying to catch up with everything. Anyway, it was a productive week last week. I hit all my deadlines. I was super happy with that. But when I got to the very end of the week, and then I got into the weekend to kind of like rest and refresh and all this stuff, I had a feeling that was like very similar to when I used to drink and I used to have a hangover. And it wasn't so much that I was like having a hangover, but it was the needing so much sleep. It felt like it was reparative sleep that I was doing. In the old days when I used to drink and really abuse the booze, right? What would happen, and this would happen as I got older, and maybe some people that are drinkers, no judgment call at all. You realize this. When you get older, you can't drink the way that you do when you were younger, right? When you're like in your 20s, you're just like ripping it up, and people can just like roll out of bed and just go back to work and just go, let's do this. I started noticing when I got into my 30s, like if you had like if you tied one on, holy smokes, like it would start becoming like, it's not just one day of recovery, it's like a couple of days of recovery. You're sleeping, you can't eat food, you're doing all this nauseous stuff. It's nonsense. Well, I had a little bit of this feeling where I just went, especially on Saturday, because I just felt foggy and I was just trying to kind of catch up because didn't have great rest throughout the week. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I'm like experiencing, this is like a hangover that I'm experiencing. This is so strange. And I think it really kind of put things into perspective where I thought, hey man, you need to slow down. Number one, invite God into this, right? That's a huge thing. But we really got to find this balance here, man, right? Like, what is this balance when you're actually focused on work, doing your stuff, or when you're calling it quits at the night, and when you're unplugging and truly refreshing like every day? We're just not designed to do this. We're just honestly not designed to do these, you know, 16, 17, 18-hour days, right? I mean, I get it when we're running into scenarios where, you know, it's an emergency or it's a thing that comes up, but it's too much in 21st century North America that that just like everything's an emergency. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So I guess the biggest revelation I've had recently is just like, let go, man. Just like let go. Stop trying to control this stuff and stop trying to take over. Uh, you're running yourself into the ground. And for what? For what? I'm reading this book that my friend Doug Riggle, who pops up on here, Messy Spirituality. And I'm looking over at it right now, but the author of that book describes spirituality. He describes spirituality as a relationship. And I'm looking at that in terms of the title of that book, Messy Spirituality. It's like messy relationship or messy relationship with God. And it's a really intriguing book because it's, you know, a relationship with God isn't, he doesn't want it to be absolutely perfect and pristine and we're clean it's about coming to him when we're broken and trying to say, I'm messing this up. I don't know what to do. I need your help with this, right? But hey, Cherry, I typically shut down and play worship music and sit on the floor for a time. Boy, do I get that? That's a helpful thing for me. I've got a playlist that I have on Spotify. Maybe I'll share it here. I might share it in the comments, but it's called My Soul Cries. I think it's called My Soul Cries to You, Lord. And it's usually a bunch of songs that really speak to me when I feel like sort of at my lowest and separated from him. And then I put on that music and then just go for it. I might share that link. I'm really grateful for worship music. Worship, some of the Christian songs that are out there right now, like this is stuff I get it, like going to Catholic masses and stuff. And sometimes I would go to our 1 o'clock mass at St. Charles Borromeo when it was, in the normal times. Um, but the choir that was there would, they bring occasionally some contemporary stuff that was great. There's some amazing contemporary Christian singers that are out there. It's just amazing. Some really good stuff. And then I try not to get too poppy and rocky because I want to focus on what the prayer is that's coming through the song. So anyway, that is what I've got for you guys this morning. Always so super grateful for you. I think it's going to be Livestream City this week, guys. We've got some guests are coming up next week, which I'm looking forward to. As always, thank you for your support. If you like this, please like and subscribe to this channel so that you get notifications of when we're doing these live streams so that you can join in on the conversation. A great way to support the show is going to kevingregg.locals.com for just as little as $2 a month. You can help support and help offset the costs that come with server costs, website costs, all of that other stuff to help continue getting the word out. And can you do me the very smallest of favors? If there's somebody that would resonate with this topic that I've been talking about, could you just copy the URL or copy or share this video with them so that you can take a listen? So just really, really glad to have you here. Thanks so much. Goddess Patina on the stream. Appreciate you being here. I appreciate it. You have a great week as well, my friend. All right, guys. God bless you guys. I will see you later. I am doing a Your Creative Journey tomorrow night with a guy. Paul's going to be on the show. Thomas Schulteis is going to be on. It's a guy that I knew from Disney Performing Arts. I think we're going to have a really good conversation. So if you're around tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Pacific, it'll be on this channel here. Okay. All right, guys. God bless you. Have a great rest of your week, and we will talk to you later. Bye, gang. See you later, Charity. Bye, Meryl.